Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Dan McManus, CEO at Evosus, and I'm joined today by Shannon Stein, who leads our enablement. Shannon, say hi to everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Today we have a great webinar cooked up for you. We're going to talk about new Lou features. But first, just to make sure everyone knows who we are Evosus, that is the company. We are the #1 business software program for the swimming pool, hot tub, or spa and hearth industries in North America. Lou is our cloud software product available in the US, spanning service, retail, inventory, e-commerce, and fully integrated accounting. And we're here to talk about Lou today and all the new features that are live. Now, as we move through this, be sure to stick around. We're going to do some talking. We're going to show you exactly what these features look like. And at the end, we're going to talk about some new features that are available a little bit later this year. So what's to come. Also, there is a chat button in the webinar software here. So if you have a question, throw it in the chat and we'll go through some Q&A toward the end as well. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about the money tree. The money tree is the #1 analytics tool from Evosus Legacy software. So what makes money tree so interesting? As an owner, as a manager in your business, there's all kinds of questions, right? Like what products are moving? What's slowing down? What salespeople are crushing it? Who might need a little bit more training? If you have multiple locations, you might be wondering which one's doing better than the others. And the money tree gives you visibility to all those trends so that you can take action and further improve your business. It's exactly what we're going to show you today. So with that, Shannon, I'll hand it over to you to talk a little bit more about money tree, and then we can show everyone what it looks like.
Yeah, so money tree is really familiar to our Evosus Legacy customers. It's one of the most popular reports there. Our Lou customers are going to be really excited to get their hands on this report as well. It really is a very robust sales report. So there are a lot of different data sets that you can look at, and we'll talk about that in a video here shortly. But it'll help you make decisions on things like look at specific customer sales trends and then be able to take that one step further and target your marketing. Be able to look at what kind of products are really moving in different store locations and create promos based on products you want to try to encourage more movement on. Take a look at, again, which of your personnel are really crushing it on sales and who may be struggling a bit and needs some more help there. So the report really does offer a great glance both at a high overview and into the detail on what sales are doing throughout your business in different data sets. And while it's not a financial report, it is a very important report to help you in making a variety of business decisions, from marketing to training to what products to offer. So we have a pretty good video here that steps through it, and I think we'll go ahead and kick it off.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to introduce our most popular report from Evosus Legacy that's now available in Lou, the Money Tree Report. To get to the Money Tree Report, you'll need to navigate to Operations, scroll down to Report, and click Open. You can also use the search bar at the top of the page, type in Money, and if this will be a report that you will utilize frequently, you can also add a tile to your main dashboard by going to My Tiles, searching All, type in Money, and toggle Display on Dashboard. The Money Tree Report is a powerful report that allows you to view sales trends by comparing 2 periods of time and should be used as a sales tool, not a financial report. Lou will take a few moments to load the report, but once it's loaded, the data will be cached in the background, so you can move around and drill down quickly. Let's take a closer look at the buttons along the top of the report. The report will start at a default view of a SKU category with a date range comparison of January 1st of this year through today of this year, and January 1st of last year through today of last year. First, you'll see Home and Back will be grayed out. Drill Down will be the first button you could use, and will help you to drill down in the details of the highlighted row on your report. Notice that Selected will change according to the description column of the highlighted row. Some types you will be able to drill down again, others you will not. The Back button will take you back one step of the drill down. The Home button will take the report back to the default setting, so only use this if you have not made any changes or are ready to start over again. Group allows you to change the data sets which are being viewed on the report. You can choose what you want to see sales comparisons of by picking from this list. SKU may be useful in determining what products to carry, while Day of the Week can help determine best days to hold promotions. When you found a report that you will use frequently and would like to be able to reference it quickly, add them to your favorites. Click Favorites, Add to Favorites, and you can use the preloaded name, or you can rename it anything you want it to be, and click Save Favorite. If you find that you no longer need that report, use View Favorites and click the trash can to delete it. One quick note, you cannot save a report view twice, even if it is under a different name. You will get a warning message if you do try to save a duplicate report. Graphs let you create a visual impact. There are multiple options to choose from, starting with bar, line, area, scatter, and hovering over a data point will allow you to see the value each point represents on the graph. Export provides customer information as an Excel sheet or PDF. You can also right-click directly on the report and use Export as CSV or Export as Excel. Filters is a way to access the date range filter. From here, you can add the optional column of a SKU ID to your report by toggling the Display SKU Description Only off. A new column will appear to the left of the description column. Quick Select has year to date versus previous year to date and will change the compare period year to the previous year. Year to date versus previous 2 years will change the compared year to the previous 2-year period. Or you can set a custom period as long as it does not overlap with the current year. Click Report to view. Filter also gives you access to quickly clear any date ranges currently applied and reset them to the default. The date range filter can also be accessed by clicking on the date box of period or compare. Now let's get into the meat of the report. what do all of these columns actually show? The default is that the data is sorted by net revenue in an ascending to descending order, but you can change that by clicking on the headers of any of the columns. I can quickly see how the data is trending by looking at the icons in the trend column. A green rocket ship shows an increase of 21% or more in sales. Green up arrow is an increase of 11 to 20% in sales. Green diagonal arrow shows an increase up to 10% in sales. A blue horizontal arrow shows an even, no change. A red diagonal arrow shows a decrease of up to 10% in sales. And a red down arrow shows a decrease of 11 or more percent in sales. Let's look at the sales comparison by department instead of SKU categories. So we'll click the group button, change the data to department, but we'll keep the date range the same. Looks like a few of my departments are doing really well, while the other two sure are struggling. Percent column is the percent increase or decrease of the date range. Type, the type of data you are viewing, which can be distinguished by clicking the icon to view the type icon legend. Description, which is the description of the type. Quantity, which is the number of items represented. Gross revenue, the total amount received in sales for an item. Discount, discounts given for the item. Net revenue, gross revenue minus discounts. Cost, cost tracked on SKU profile or profiles. Profit, net revenue minus cost. Margin, gross revenue minus cost divided by gross revenue. Average price, sales total divided by the number of sales. Percentage revenue, percentage of the total revenue of the compared date range. Percentage profit, percentage of the total profit of the compared date range. Percentage cost, the percentage of the total cost of the compared date range. And finally, the numbers across the bottom of the report represent the overall totals of each column. And that, folks, is the Money Tree Report, a robust sales tool that can help you spot trends and guide your business decisions.
And we are back. That was pretty cool. Money Tree overview. So Money Tree is live right now in Lou. There's no additional cost for this tool. It's just included. And as you can see, you heard the word trends and trending a lot, right? So if you're wondering, what product should I showcase at next home and garden show, or put at the front of the location, one of your stores, perhaps. I mean, Money Tree is a really quick and easy place to go, get that information, and then take action. All right, so what else is live? We're going to move on now to a feature we call pre-flight, post-flight. And the way I like to describe this one is it's busy in the morning, right? You got maybe your trucks and you're loading them up in the morning and there's inventory flying around everywhere. Well, pre-flight, post-flight is a way to create organization around the chaos of the morning. So Shannon, how do you describe pre-flight, post-flight?
Yeah, I think it's a key step in inventory movement. One of the biggest things that can be a challenge for our clients is making sure that the techs have all of the SKUs that they need for the day, and that any items or SKUs that are unused at the end of the day make it back to that physical stock site warehouse at the end of the day. And by using pre-flight, you can come in and essentially create quick pick lists that allow you to know exactly what items you need on the truck for the day, and you can pull them on And then at the end of the day, it's that same process right in reverse. And I think one of the cool things about it is that it works whether you have your vehicles set up as stock sites or not. So it'll still allow for that tracking and the opportunity to make sure that the techs have everything they need and that anything unused gets back at the end of the day. And a sneaky little fun part of it is we do have barcode scanning included into it. So as part of both sides of the process, rather than just selecting on the screen, you can open the barcode scanner and just boop, 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 all those UPCs right onto the truck and back off the truck at the end of the day. It's pretty exciting. So we also have a video that will explain some of that in detail, and we can go ahead and run that.
We'll come back to it.
We've added a new feature to the Lou Service app that is a 2-in-1 helper to make your technician's day run smoother and to help the company keep track of the inventory going out with them. Pre-flight will make sure your technician's vehicles are stocked with all the inventory they need for the day, and post-flight will help you keep track of inventory that wasn't needed while on site. This is just to pull inventory for a technician to load onto their vehicles from one stock site to another. If your vehicles are not set up as stock sites, technicians can still use this feature. They will just need to count what is currently on their vehicles and add the difference that is needed. When your technicians open the service app for the day and click on the inventory page, they will now see 2 new buttons as well as the search feature. The first new button, Pre-Flight, will have a red badge if there are SKUs needed to be loaded to their vehicle. The bell icon can be used to check and sync all pending sync items. You can also update the date range using the calendar icon. Note this will update the date and date range on the home page as well. The pre-flight page is where you will pick your stock site. You will see the name of the vehicle you are loading, how many SKUs you need, how many units you need, and also the prompt, please select the stock site you are picking SKUs from. Below will be a list of the stock sites your company has with the stock site name and address, as well as the percentage of SKUs needed that are in stock. A phone icon is shown if you have provided a phone number for the stock site, so you can call if necessary. And if the stock site is available to choose from, the Pick From Here button will be a dark blue. On the stock site's pre-flight page, there is an Unpicked and Picked tab. At the top of the page is a magnifying glass to search the unpicked SKUs, a barcode to open the camera scanner, which can then be used to scan the SKUs barcodes and quickly add them to the Pick tab. And a kebab to cancel the pre-flight. The unpicked cards have the SKU ID and description, orders that the SKU is assigned to, bins, and the numbers of SKUs needed. The kebab on the SKU card has Update Pick, where you can adjust down the amount of SKUs being picked and add the SKU to picked. View Orders, where you can access the work orders the SKU is for. Once you are ready to move the SKUs from unpicked to pick, you can either use the orange check or the Pick All SKUs at the bottom to move the SKUs. The Pick tab looks exactly like Unpicked. The only difference is the kebab has Return to Unpicked as an option. Once all the items are accounted for, click Done, review the transfer information, and finalize the transfer from the stock site to the vehicle. A completed message will appear confirming the transfer, and you can go back to the home page or start routing to the first task. While the technicians are out in the field, if they find they do not need an item in the course of the task, Instead of deleting it from the work order, they can navigate to the SKUs tab, click the kebab on the SKU card, and use Set Status to toggle the SKU as not needed. Once the technician has checked out of all the tasks for the day and opens the inventory page, post-flight will have a red badge if there are any SKUs ready to return to the stock site. Just like pre-flight, you will choose which stock site to return the SKUs to and click Return Here. Use the orange check or the Pick All SKUs button and click Done. Review the return information, finalize the return to the stock site from the vehicle, and again, a completed message will appear confirming the return. From here, you can return to the homepage. With pre-flight and post-flight, you're ready to make inventory movement faster and easier than ever.
All right. Love those kebabs. That was a feature called pre-flight, post-flight that's now part of the Lou service app. So that's for your technicians in the field. Again, it's live today and it's very powerful and it's going to really help you with inventory movement and tracking things and keeping things nice and organized. So the other feature, no video for this one, is multi-company account switching, also available today in the Lou Service app. If you're set up with multiple business entities, it's now super easy to log out, log back into the additional company, and move on to your day. So that flexibility was released earlier this month and is now live. So what's next? These are everything you just saw today was really the last year or so of work live here in July 2026. But what about the second half of the year and what's coming? Got 3 announcements in terms of new features. The first one is, it's called Lake to Lou Premium Data. The way I like to describe it is, if you're on Evosus Legacy software and you've always wanted your historical customer data moved to Lou, I'm happy to say that that is what's coming second half of this year. So customers, notes, docs and pics, all those things, we move them to the cloud. It's one click away. So you're in Lou, pulling up a customer profile. Oh, I want to see the additional history on this customer. No problem. It's right there. You don't have to bounce back and forth between software programs. So that's a good one. That's coming live second half of the year. Margin maker, super important to make sure in this day and age of inflation that your costs are right and your profit margin is hitting your goals. So margin makers coming live. And then finally, order queues, very, very popular feature on Evosus Legacy software going live. So this is, I want to see the queue of orders that are flowing through the system. We see owners and general managers living in order queues every day and making sure that things are moving through the pipe. And so that's going live as well. What I missed, Shannon? Any other big announcements?
I think you covered it all. I mean, we want to see everybody in November. I know you're getting to that. So
November, National Pool and Spa Show in New Orleans. We'll, of course, be there with our team. Absolutely. At this point, I think we're going to see if we've got any Q&A so we can take questions now since it's still middle of the summer, and see what's out there, see what questions people have.
Yeah. So I think there are a couple of coming in. I am asking our producer because I can't see them. But we did have a question come in when registering for the webinar that we can discuss for a minute. This question says, for the industry integrations with PoolCore and Carecraft, will these be transferred from Evosus Legacy to Lou? The answer is a little complicated, but the gist of it is yes, we do have both of those integrations active and available in Lou. As far as transferring data goes, most of the data lives specific on those integrations websites. And so that information would just be a matter of logging into your account through the Lou integration as opposed to the Evosus Legacy integration. And then any SKUs that you currently have available in your inventory, those are all moved through our SKU import process. So we would be able to get all that information over. So I don't think it would be a problem to get everything related to those two moved back over to Lou when you come from Evosus Legacy. So I do have access to some questions now. Another question, if an item is returned or not used during a service call, is that item removed from the customer's work order? No. On the work order in Lou Web, it does have a little icon on it and it says not needed, but it would be up to someone reviewing the order at the time of invoicing to determine deleting that order, that SKU from the order so that it's not invoiced. I believe if you leave it on the order because it's marked as not needed, it's also not invoiceable. Another question, can we add a column to Money Tree? There's no SKU column, only a description. Yes, you can add the SKU column to the Money Tree report. I believe in the video we show that it's in the date range filter. There's a little toggle that lets you add that SKU. I would just caution that since some of the data sets don't represent individual SKUs, that column may be empty. So that column would only be populated with the SKU data when you're on a SKU level view. If I wanted detailed training on certain topics and do not want to use the bot, can I get this from Evosus? Yes, I am your best friend. We are available for training. We have consultation services and training available. If you are interested in discussing a specific topic, or if you have a problem that is just vexing you horribly, I am more than happy to get on with you and work through that problem. So you can reach out to support and let them know that you're interested, and they will direct you to the correct person. So next question. You said moving easier between companies. This is separate from select company tab. Yes. So when you're in the Lou Service app, prior to this multi-company option, if you wanted to switch between companies, if you had two separate instances of Lou, you had to totally uninstall the Lou Service app and then reinstall it and point it to that other company. A bit cumbersome, not really workable as a solution. So now, rather than having to uninstall and reinstall every time, you can have that single instance of the app pointed to multiple companies, and simply by logging out and logging back in, it gives you the option to choose which company you want to log into. So that will help in the instance that you have two separate Lou companies that you need to run service on. Let's see, I've got a couple more here. Is there a way in Money Tree to drill down to quantity of SKUs sold at POS and also an identification of SKUs sold at POS? I would have to look at it to be sure because it covers a lot of data, but I'm going to cautiously say yes, I believe that's possible. I know drilling down on the SKU data is possible, and we are tracking the sales information all throughout sales transactions in Lou. We do identify the difference between which POS station they're sold from, which includes those retail POS stations. So cautiously, yes, but I would have to double check just to be specific. So we can follow up on that. Again, for Money Tree, will there be quicker date ranges, more options on the quick select, day, week, month, quarter, etc.? I want to look at numbers by department, then drill down on specific department and look at categories. Yes, you can definitely use the date range to just enter in a single date or a week, month, etc. I believe we can put in a request for additional quick dates as well. That would be a future feature. And I don't think it would be difficult to do. We have it in some other places, so that's something we can look into. And then the final question we have here is, will the Money Tree report be integrated with job costing when that is added into Lou? I would anticipate that's something we'll look at. I don't know what every single thing will be in job costing quite yet, but I anticipate if there is a need for it and a use for it, we will absolutely do it.
Yeah, we'll take that as a follow-up. And if we didn't get to your question or you have any follow-up questions at all, it's real easy. Just email us at lou@evosus.com, and a real human will get back to you with answers to your questions, a custom one-on-one demonstration, or anything you might need. Thanks so much for joining today's webinar, and hope you all have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.